if it's a turbo or a gasket, but okay, that's good enough, I guess.
Yeah. Perfect end to a perfect week. Technically not a perfect end, but I ain't gonna be upset about anything after the week we had. I think we might have lifted the head a little bit. Hopefully that's all it is. It says metal rings on it. Never seen metal rings, I've only seen nylon rings. You want me to give an update? I pulled it all apart and I'm gonna try to figure out why the transmission was smoking so much and blowing out so much over this here crankcase, or not, the catch can, not crankcase. Catch can. And then I pulled the motor out and pulled the heads off, and the gaskets didn't look bad, but like it was smoking when I got back from the pass, and it smelled like steam to me. It did not smell like oil. So we shut it off, and then I fired it up later, and it never smoked again, like never steamed again. So I thought maybe the head had just set back down, which that's possible, that could be it, but I'm gonna play it safe and pull a couple of the pistons out just to check the ring lands on and make sure that we didn't really F up Alan's motor. And yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna go through that motor and then go through this trans and try to figure out if hopefully there's nothing wrong with that other than just putting new gaskets on it. Hopefully there's nothing majorly wrong with this other than maybe pump gear or something is what I'm thinking. So it's kind of where we're at. Had plenty of trans fluid in it, but that stuff is majorly black, so I'm sure I'll probably need high gear clutches. I'll check the band out, make sure it didn't get all effed up, and then there's not really a whole lot else on the Glide you can change other than the clutches and the clutches. I don't know if those are, yeah, those are high gear clutches. The band's low gear. I always forget. I can take it back apart. I can take it apart and put it back together and tell you what's wrong with it, but I can't tell you what it all does or which one's which, kind of. So I pulled my trans apart out of this Camaro. I didn't even look at it before we went on sick week. And like it had a lot of like ventilation pressure. Like it kept filling up the overflow and pumping fluid out of it. And it got really hot.
Okay.
And I just pulled it apart, and the high gear drum.
Yeah, the smoke.
Well, the back of it, it's facing the planetaries.
Yeah.
It was hitting the planetaries.
But is that bearing in there on the planetary side of it?
Yeah, the little washer bearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back in there.
It's there?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's on the planetary? Are they rivets or welded bumps or?
They're like flush rivets.
Okay, but that's what's rubbing the rivets?
Yeah, rubbing the front of this back of this case.
Well, rubbing the high gear.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Is it damaged where you can't even reuse that high gear piece or not?
No. It just looked like it was barely touching.
Okay, you should be able to just make a little clearance on the rivets a little bit.
Okay.
probably an aftermarket thing. They might have welded it too tall or something.
I took the plantaries out and I shoved them on here and tried to wiggle it around to make this hit that, but I couldn't make it hit. So I don't know if this was previous, like that happened before, and there was no metal on the magnet either, so I don't think this is our problem. Everything looks fine except for
So, the other
band.
thing I thought about,
till the band got pretty hot.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Why are you leaving?
I'm not.
Austin's hosting the show tonight.
Pretty much. I just rebuilt the whole training, so it should make it a couple miles.
Yep. I mean, he redid new wires. Him and Adam did some wiring on it. Not grounded, obviously. It's a no ground solenoid. But yeah.
Hybrid.
Either way, apparently they don't send you as many steels as you need in these kits. So TCI, step up your game. Or maybe I just have an overbearing number of clutches in my clutch back. I don't know. Either way, I remembered how to put it back together. I cleaned it with brake clean. It's got a new band, new gaskets. It's ready to go. Power glides are simple as that. Even Moo could probably do it if we gave him 3 weeks.
I watched him.
And 2 anger management classes.
What's the plan for Uncle Sam and what you're doing?
Probably world domination, and then maybe move to Mars after that, I guess. Can you blur this out? Get it back together. I gotta ask Alan if I can borrow his motor again. I haven't asked him yet. So I'm gonna ask him tomorrow if I can borrow his motor again. And then put my car back together, go race in Bradenton for Sick the Magazine, and then pick up my actual BTR motor while I'm down there. Take it to Ron, have him finish it up, do a few snippet things to it. That's it. Then dominate Big Tire this year. What? Okay, dominate all tires. I don't know. Dominate everything. Yeah, you can't edit that in there.
Well, we're pulling Johnny Cash Park because Colt said there was water in the trunk after the last pass. And we tore the heads off, and as you can see here, it pushed there, bubbled there on one side, and then the other side. It got it there and there. So, not too happy, but at least we didn't blow the heads off of it. New gaskets, and should be good to go for next weekend. It's got Athena gaskets on it, which are these little metal rings that go in here, and basically when you torque the head down, this cuts into the aluminum of the head, and so whenever you push gasket or have to take the head off, you have to have it machined 3/1000ths to because it pushed it up that far. So we're gonna get the heads decked, and then we'll be ready to go back on.
I'm going to Ronnie's. Listen, Ronnie D. I'm going to Ronnie D's, boy. That way he can skim these heads. 3,000. 3,000 down, boys. They're Colts heads that Chase just took off. I got him ready for him to take off. He had to do the easy part. I did the hard part.
Three lights.
Well, this one doesn't have, these, neither one of them are ours because we wrote our names on the back of them, but 3 flashlights in here.
Can't help it. I'm the only one that works around here.